Most of you know that I spent almost 24 years as a sportscaster for ESPN before moving to Showtime in 2003. Now, I made my debut on ESPN about 6 months after it was launched, so I was a part of the evolution of ESPN from a fledgling cable network to a multimedia powerhouse. So I pretty much lived the story, of course, along with many of my colleagues. And now comes what many have suggested will be the definitive book on the journey of ESPN. It's an oral history of the network gathered by two presumably prestigious authors, one who did an oral history of Saturday Night Live and another who's been a television critic for many years. Now, oral histories have a rich tradition in literature, pioneered by the great Studs Terkel. You get to hear firsthand from the mouths of those involved what actually took place. The oral history book Studs did on the Depression is one of America's great literary efforts. Now, the key to making one of these work is good editing of your subject statements and good transitionary prose that the author writes. The ESPN book has none of that. The two men who put this together either didn't believe in editing or were too lazy to do it. Instead, they produced 700 unfiltered pages filled with mostly hubris and ego by the people giving the oral history. While there's some cogent commentary and certainly a few nuggets that might enlighten the average ESPN viewer of the fascinating process of building ESPN, this book does very little to inform on this really amazing journey, one I was part of and witnessed firsthand. Instead, the writers were content to lead their interview subjects to the waters of self-aggrandizement and colleague bashing, and most of them were very happy to drink from this fountain. The book is filled with spin doctoring in which everyone is intent on trying to prove they were right about something and their colleagues were often wrong. It's a book about settling scores. It's a book about getting even. It's a book about squabbles among the well-known and not so well-known. What this book is not is a well-told story of one of the most amazing media successes in history. A success that came with personal drama that included everything imaginable, mistakes that almost brought the dream to an end, and some brilliant creativity that often saved the day. When money, by the way, was in short supply. Now, I'll admit there are some good, juicy, and salacious tidbits in this book. Many I knew from the inside, and others that even surprised me. But to just get those few morsels seems like a small return for the $30 or $40 you'll shell out for this 700-page turkey. Seems like a waste. Save your money. If you must look at it, get it from a friend who wasted their money, or better yet, go to the library. All the books there are free.